Turn the volume up. Things are about to get raunchy.
Welcome back to Raunchy Regret. This is B-Word, and I'm here with a trio of wonderful humans. One is shirtless, one is a little deeper of voice than normal, and the other one is still an angry-ass fucking gnome. So there we go.
Coming in hot.
What's going on?
Coming in hot. Goddamn.
So, Nomi, you came up with the rundown, so let's start out with you, man. How was your week?
It was good. Hey, B-Word, real quick. Would you rather get oral from a 10, or would you rather fuck a 5?
That's a really good question. Are we talking female?
Just answer it. I mean,
I feel like there's a catch.
Fair question.
No, there really wasn't a catch. Come on, dude.
I'd rather fuck a 5.
Yeah, because they're going to put in the effort, right?
They are, dude. 10s are not very good in bed.
No,
they're just not.
Dude, there's a ton of 10s out there that don't know what they're doing. I don't know about that for real because I've never slept with a 10 other than when I was 16. But
I'll ask my wife because
that's
I'm
what
a
I
10,
assume.
and I'm pretty sure I don't know what
Babe,
I'm doing.
am I good in bed?
Babe, how's my head doing?
The prettier the woman, the lower the effort that they put in. I am confident of this. And I think that so it's ironic that you actually bring this up, and I hope not to derail this because I was going to save this for another time. But I did find on the internet this week the best pussy list of 2024, and it lists the top 10 pussies with honorable mentions. So I don't want to spoil this because we'll use this on another segment. Not one of them is a perfect 10. Not one of them is a perfect 10. So therefore, I'd much rather have pussy from a 5.
All right.
Back in my day, we used to call that jumping on a grenade.
Yeah.
Because it'd be like a 3. Because there's always
how much older
there's always a bandolier of grenades.
I got 6 years on me, 6 to 8, but like, how much older are you? Like back in my day, we used to have a warning on this label that nobody gave a shit about, and then all of a sudden, everybody got fucking light bulb poisoning.
Back in my day, we didn't have warning labels.
Are you guys talking about back in your day? Are you guys trying to do Bane impressions? I'm confused.
Nobody knows, Batman.
You may be adopted back in the day. I was born in it. Murdered by it.
I wanted to say something. I just had to laugh. Holy shit! But like you, BZ, we didn't used to call them we did call them grenades, but it was more on the opposite side. We had a homie who was a grenade jumper, so he was the one that took it for the team. But we had a buddy who we ended up calling a mopegan because he liked mopeds. And mopeds, mopeds are fun to ride until you're yes, sir. And he loved the mopeds, dude. Absolutely. So I'm with you on the whole grenade thing.
Yep.
We just call them tag 'em and bag 'em.
Brown bag specials from Sonic.
Tag 'em, bag 'em. Just bag it, count the tag, move on.
Yep, notch in the belt. So Stone, let's address that voice, buddy. What the fuck is going on with your week?
I don't know, dude. Just sickness, a whole lot of it. And then when my kid was in the height of her sore throat nastiness, she just decided to cough in my face a lot. And then I was like, I'm probably going to catch this. And the next day I was like, oh, shit. All right. I caught this. Well, it's all in my throat, and there's nothing that we could do about it. We're just going to ride it out. Yeah. Sometimes you just catch it in the face, and you just got to ride it out, I mean, Beezy's wife is definitely like, listen, change the oil in your truck, just not on me. But that's their problem and not mine. But my problem is having nastiness go on in my house right now. And I just had to explain to a crying 5-year-old earlier why she can't go to school, which is hilarious because in 5 years she'll be crying like, Daddy, can I be sick every day and not go to school? And I'm like, no, fuckface. You got to go to school because you got to get your degree. It is what it is. But she's at that age now where she's like, she wants to go to school. And I'm like, I totally get it. I would love for you to go every day and spend time with friends every day, but you're not going to have a class to go to if you go to school because they're all going to be fucking grossly sick.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Beezy? How was your week?
Man, it's been hellacious. We are still in the process of moving from our 2 branches. From the old branch into the new branch and migrating all of the material, all while being open. so we get to work Saturdays until this shit's done. So probably at least another month of this crap.
How far away is the difference? Like, what's the difference between the two shops in miles?
3 miles.
You guys are just walking it all over there.
No,
we're
using all the big semis and everything, but it's just there's like $15 million worth of inventory. Just a shitload of stuff.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that's been fun, man.
Sense.
We picked up the kiddo yesterday, and she went to Lubbock. Just opened up a new indoor park, and the wife took her and met one of her schoolmates, and they had a pretty good time. So that's pretty much my week. Summed up, played some video games, got some Enshrouded in. That game's fucking badass. So,
how was your week, B-Word?
It was 18 inches of snow just today. I was fucking holy shit. But this week in general was okay, but it was just fucking busy, dude. I was just so busy this week. Had to pull an 8-hour overtime shift yesterday. Fucked up on some Hateful Gnome scheduling, which was pretty fun. Not only did I fuck it up once and double book the day, but then when I went to correct it, I fucked up the other one, and I had full intentions of joining the later one of the two, and then realized that fucking Eastern time is different than Pacific time. And so I was in the middle of fucking working when that happened. So I had to reach out to you two fools to see if, you were available. Because God forbid on a Saturday, I have no clue what the fuck you're doing aside from just waiting to record Hateful Gnome episodes. So it was amazing.
By working, you mean you were laying on the couch, scratching your balls and watching 90 Day Fiance?
No, dude, that would have been that would have been so much fun.
Did you fail to remind the street guys to plow everything out, plow all the snow away so you could get to work, or you forget that again so that way you can have tomorrow off?
I'm praying for a snow day tomorrow.
Call in.
Absolutely praying for a snow day tomorrow. I could use that for sure. Well, Nomi, this is your episode, bro. You've got a brand new segment for us. Introduce it to us.
I do. I'm calling this one Raunchy Real World.
This is the true story.
True story of 4 podcasters
chosen to share the news
with you, the listeners.
Let's find out what's happening.
This is the real world.
And it's raunchy.
Kind of brought me back a little bit into the dad swing of things when we would do news, and I'm like, let's do some news segments, but we're not going to do like a full newscast or whatever. But I asked everybody to find a news article that they could bring to the table, something kind of funny, something off the wall, not just, another, 6 murders last night in Chicago on Cicero and D Street. We already know about that. We want funny shit, right?
6 is a low number.
Yeah, well, it was on one street, Beezy, one street.
They're cleaning it up.
Oh, yeah, that's a pretty busy one. It's usually at 12.
It was a good night. Good night. So I'll go first in this one. Mine hails from Richfield, Minnesota, and soon to be in B-Word's neck of the woods with how much snow he got. Travelers in northwestern Minnesota can shake off their trepidation about hitting the winter roads, knowing Taylor Drift is clearing a path ahead of them. It only gets better from here. The snowplow named for Taylor Swift, was a runaway winner of Minnesota's 4th annual Name a Snowplow contest. The fact that one won, I cannot believe, because we're gonna get right to the nitty gritty. It received 12,027 votes, nearly twice as many as second place finisher Clark W. Bliswald. I think that one's fantastic. In order of the votes received, the other winners out of the 49 finalists were Dolly Plowton, You're Killing Me Squalls, Fast and the Furious, and Barbie's Dream Plow. That's probably the worst one. But I'm like, Fast and the Furious? That's great. You're Killing Me Squalls? Like, these are great. Great.
Somebody on Pornhub went, that last one?
We're taking it. We're trademarking that.
Yeah, I'm taking it. Okay, let's go. Who's that fucking Margot Robbie looking bitch? You have to get her in the couch right now. Let's go.
So,
I was just going to say, I love me some Margot Robbie.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, it was brought up. I just had to acknowledge it. That's all.
But I love that news story because it's something refreshing, something fun that a bunch of rednecks up in Minnesota with their 4th annual snowplow contest renaming is just fantastic.
It was funny because I think it was probably 2 years ago. I was going down some internet wormhole and I found this, and you can actually track. They have the city map of where all the snowplows are, and each snowplow is named something just ridiculous. And I have to dig through it and see if I can't find that. But they do it every year. I guess you said this is the 4th annual. I guess maybe they got a new snowplow and they were going to christen it with a new name.
Must be.
That's brilliant. Good for them.
Beezy, why don't you go next? What do you got for us?
So the headline says, floating sauna guests wearing only towels rescue a duo after the car plunges into the Oslo fjord. Witnesses said the vehicle suddenly accelerated and ended up in the water. The driver and the passenger then climb onto the roof of the car as it begins to sink. In case you're curious, this is a Tesla. So it just probably randomly accelerated.
It was fully charged.
Yes. Guests on board a floating sauna helped rescue 2 people after the car plunged off of the quay into the fjord in Oslo. The vehicle shot into the water at a speed on Thursday near the, not even attempt this fucking word, Akershusstranda, an area where ships dock close to the Norwegian capital's medieval fortress and castle.
You got that from Urban Dictionary.
Yep.
That is also what I call docking when we're playing like role-playing night. I'm a Nazi.
Safe word.
Exactly. Safe word. Exactly.
So the driver is reported to have accidentally hit the accelerator by mistake. As the car sank, the motorists and the passenger climbed onto the roof as the sauna raft sped over to help. Now, I'm going to stop real quick. Apparently, in Oslo, they have kind of houseboats, basically just a fucking platform that they slap a sauna on with a fucking boat motor, so you can sit in a sauna and tootle around town on the water and still get your soak in, bro.
When you said the sauna sped over, I'm like, wait a second, this sauna's got a motor on it?
That's why I added this fucking article, because this is too cool that they have fucking a flotilla of saunas just to sit out.
That water's cold as fuck.
Well, and apparently they do it for cold plunges.
Somebody falls in, you gotta.
Yeah, so they'll sit in the sauna, they'll get hot as shit, and then they'll come out, they'll jump into the water, and then get back in. It's really good for your body, apparently. But yeah.
Wouldn't it be something like you jump in there and you're like, oh, this is great. Oh, fuck, great white, bam. It's like, guys, maybe we should do this like on a lake. So something where these fucking gigantic sharks are not here.
I don't think they have to worry about it in that water.
Well, you'd be surprised. Great whites are usually around Alaska in some parts of the year, and when it gets like cold as dick, you'd be surprised like what some sharks go to.
This is at a lake, though, right?
I don't think so, because it said there was a port. So I would assume it couldn't be. But anyways, they were rescued. The guy that was motoring the sauna, and then the 2 people in the sauna got out in their towels to fucking pull the people off of the car and put them. Hey, they got
my balls hit you in the face.
They got to have a nice soak.
It is 2024. Motorboating is for heterosexuals. Motor in the sauna. It's not for everybody else.
It's definitely not.
Okay, before one of the next of you goes, that story does remind me. I saw a video randomly today, and it happened to be a Tesla as well. So these Teslas have these like gigantic iPads in them, right? And they're like smart features as far as like they'll let you know when there's somebody like bicycling or somebody walking and shit like that. So this person filmed the iPad and then also had another camera, and they drove their Tesla through a cemetery, and people kept constantly popping up on the iPad as walking, but there was nobody walking around. I'm like, that's time to turn around and get the fuck out of here, huh?
And I've seen that. I've rode into Tesla when I was Ubering one time, and looks weird, like how it pops up everything like that, and how really that true of distance everything away.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild.
Weird. But
so there's no concern though about an electric vehicle in water,
right?
Oh yeah,
as opposed to a non-electric vehicle in water, like your truck's going to do just fine in a fucking fjord in Sweden.
No, I'm not saying that it's going to run. I'm talking about the fucking battery in the water, you dumb shit. Like it's electric and water. Like
no, that car's done.
They also wouldn't be able to just, I don't know if you guys saw it. This is like unrelated to my story, but in Chicago, all those people that were stranded at the Tesla
I saw that,
charger station because their batteries are dead because it's negative 20 there.
And they can't charge.
Similar thing over here in California. They actually tell Tesla owners not to charge their vehicles at times because the power grid does not have enough juice.
Which is
shocker, right? But we want everything electric
because 2035.
But they want everything electric from semis to school buses to everything else.
Makes a lot of sense.
The weird thing is someone had just proposed not too long ago, and it got shut down, I believe. But someone proposed to have a manual override kill switch in all the electric cars. So if the state wants to stop you, they can stop you. And it's like, damn, okay, this is like some
Big Brother shit.
Minority Report shit.
Communist.
It's like a COVID vaccine for your car.
Right?
Stone, why don't you go next?
Hang on, did we get deep enough into the episode before we get flagged?
Oh, we got flagged day one. We got flagged from so many things.
That's fine. I'm not worried about it.
I said in the last episode that a titty nope was a breast cancer survivor. If we didn't get canceled off of that, then I think we're okay.
Yeah.
Stone, why don't you go?
So, yeah. I was going to read the news story that I pulled up here, but I actually have a friend that wants to come in via satellite from a remote location in a van down by the river. Everybody welcome in Chip Sell It Quick. Chip, how are you doing, buddy?
Thank you, Fuckface McGee. Our top story comes from Utah, where another Gen Z Mormon fuckboy has tragically and poetically lost his pathetic life while trying to obtain a scenic photo. This 19-year-old waste of perfectly good HPV went to Moonscape Overlook in Utah to get a photo on the edge of a cliff that overlooks 1,400 feet of sudden death. Sudden is how fast his life came to a close when this dipshit lost his footing while trying to snap a photo for the gram, as they say, falling 1,400 feet to his death. This is the kind of shit that gives white people a bad name. If you ask me, he should have been investing into the cutting-edge stone safe house technology called Quaaludes to lure his thirst trap victims in like Bill Cosby did back in the good old days. Instead of trying to take scenic photos that ultimately left to his untimely demise, or timely, however you see fit, the natural selection process. If we could just get all of Gen Z and Hollywood on Titanic and sink that bitch into the bottom of the ocean, the world would be so much better off. This has been Chip Said It Quick. Back to you, beautiful gentlemen in the ever so ugly douche canoe, the Stoned.
Oh, man, it's good. I haven't heard Chip's voice in a long time.
Thank you,
man.
Chip.
That's good stuff.
It's good to hear from you, Chip. It's good to hear from you.
I missed Chip. That was good. It was nice to see him.
Did Chip have a crisis of identity? Because it felt like he came in pretty strong.
He is in a van down by the river.
He came in pretty strong, like a Michigan accent, and then kind of went British.
He definitely, like, for sure, comes in like just the most questionable human in the world. Because the only thing that you definitely know for sure about Chip is that everything is going to be in the best interest of watching the world burn.
I like it.
Everything else is a question with Chip.
He needs to show back
but
up
definitely
again.
You know that his best interest is making the world burn and him watching it go down.
I like it.
What do you got for us, B-Word?
So, boys, it was the beginning of the week, the beginning of this week, actually. Elmo decided to get onto Twitter, and Elmo sent a tweet and said, "Elmo's just checking in. How is everybody doing?" Little did Elmo know that the entire world was responding to this and just telling Elmo how bad the world is. Every morning I cannot wait to go back to sleep. Every Monday I cannot wait for Friday to come. Every single day and every single week of life, one user said. The world is burning around us, Elmo, and it's an election year. We should call this Helmo, another one said. Elmo, we are tired, said a third person. And it just so happened that Larry David, the creator of not only Curb Your Enthusiasm, but also Seinfeld, was on the Today Show. And in an unrelated event, Elmo just so happened to be the guest right prior to David. And when Larry David and Elmo crossed paths, Larry David beat the shit out of Elmo so much that even T-Pain told him not to do that. So the whole point of the whole point of this story is, gentlemen, is that the world is just not a fun place right now, and poor little Elmo wants us to just know that he loves us, and it didn't work. So there we go.
He just wants to be tickled, man.
It is election year, and they all tickle quite as hard.
Did you guys ever hear about the lady who was fired from the Tickle Me Elmo place?
No.
So it was her first day. She's walking around with the operations manager. He's introducing her to the process and all this sort of stuff. And she walks in and is immediately told what she's doing. And, he's given her the time and the expectation of her processes that have to happen. And, and his last piece of advice is don't hold up the process. About midday, this lady comes right up to the operations manager's office and says, hey, you have to deal with the new lady because she's holding up the process. Operations manager opens up the window, looks out on the production floor, and goes, holy shit, what is going on? And so he walks up to the lady, and she's got a pile of Elmos just waiting to go through to the next station. And here she is. She's taking a piece of red velvet or whatever Elmo's made out of. She's putting 2 marbles in there and stapling them right in between Elmo's legs. And he's like, what the fuck are you doing? And she's like, I'm giving Elmo testicles. Why are you giving Elmo testicles? She goes, because you told me to give Elmo 2 testicles. So I'm giving testicles. Hence, backed up. There we go. Stupid story. Probably not nearly as funny as it was in 2002.
I applaud you for the attempt, my friend.
I guess we're going to move on to the Stevie Wonder segment now, right?
No. We're going to do some Coming in Blind, aren't we?
Yeah.
The Stevie Wonder segment.
Right over his head.
Dude, Stevie fucking saw that one coming, man. Come on.
And then Jack came in and was like, oh, you really did see that coming.
Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck. Yes, we are.
All right, so coming in blind, these have been really fucking good. I thought of I had a couple different ones, but I'm gonna go with this one. I want to know everybody's top 3 video games from their childhood. So let's go Beezy first. So we're thinking like your childhood. That could be, you could have been 6, 7 years old up until let's cut it off at like that 16-year-old. That swing right there. Top 3 video games.
I mean, hands down, number 1, GoldenEye.
Okay.
On the N64, man. I had hundreds of hours on that game playing with buddies. We'd have the good LAN party.
I actually didn't know what you were doing there for 2 seconds until it finally came in tone correct, and I was like, oh.
He started out with some Hindu song, and then he ended up with GoldenEye.
Yeah. I was like, I got some Hindu Kush in the bag if we want to bust it out. Like, it'll be that type of night.
No, that game, I've got a lot of fond memories. It was kind of the game that led to all of the great first-person shooters that we have now.
Absolutely.
I mean, it paved the way for that. Staying on the same front, the one that probably I spent as much, if not a little bit more time on, was Halo on the original Xbox. I had a buddy that was pretty big into hacking, and he found a way to play on the Xbox online before Xbox Live was a thing. So we could actually plug the Xbox into the internet, and then he'd use another computer. I don't know exactly how he did it, but there was this webpage we could go to that had a shitload of different lobbies. And you could click that lobby, and it would jump us in, and we could play online. And that was my first dose of online multiplayer in a first-person shooter, and it was fucking amazing.
Those old school server rooms are
brutal.
like, if you showed someone that today, they would be like, what the fuck is this archaic bullshit you guys are doing? This is how we had to pick server rooms back in the day. This is old school shit.
Exactly.
You had to patch into your Windows 99.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we did Halo tournaments where you'd have big ass LAN parties. Everybody bring their own controllers and shit, and you'd sit down and be a 4v4, and it was Blood Gulch. CTF Blood Gulch. I mean, that still holds a place in my heart for nostalgia. Jesus, I'd have to say for the number 3 spot, I've got to go with my fantasy RPGs is Super Mario RPG. That's the game that really got me into diving into my sick collection of RPG games that I have now. I've conquered that game multiple times, and there's just so much shit you can do in that game from the Mario universe that's never ever discussed again except for in that game. So I'd say those are probably my 3 right there, man.
Nice.
Super Mario RPG was on the SNES too. I got that before Final Fantasy VII.
Nice.
So that one's another one. That would be my honorable mention. Would be FF7 or maybe even Final Fantasy Tactics.
Stoned?
I'm gonna try to just keep it one per platform. So I'm going to do kind of like PlayStation/PlayStation 2. We'll just go with Resident Evil 4. I mean, the whole fucking series, like Jordan knows, I was obsessed with it. And it's all I played. But definitely Resident Evil 4 I played more than most. And funny enough, I also had this stereo. This is when we were living in Minnesota is when I got it. And I was blasting it from the downstairs, which is kind of like, it's a bi-level house. So the bottom stair is not quite a full-fledged basement. It's like half into the ground. Like if you look out the window, like the window is just barely above the horizon of the grass. So you could like touch the grass from your bedroom. But I would just be down there by myself. Everyone is upstairs, just holding a nest in my room, just playing the shit out of Resident Evil 4 over and over and over. I probably have like well over 500 hours in that game, like easy, like just beat the ever living fuck out of it. Go to the 64. That's a hard toss up between GoldenEye and Mario 64. I'd probably have to say GoldenEye, probably just by very thin margin, but I'd say probably GoldenEye, like for sure.
Yeah.
God, I love the shit out of that game.
The other one for that system, man, Ocarina of Time. I think I played like 4 games on 64.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The third one, I'm going to go a little different. I'm going to go an arcade game. And I'm going to say it's going to be Galaga.
Nice.
Because we definitely played the fuck out of Galaga, whether it be on Namco Museum or on the in the actual arcade. Yeah, definitely. And it was hard not to put Modern Warfare 2 in there, because that was definitely another big one, or Halo 2 was definitely another big one, which is funny, Beezy. I remember trying to have a conversation with my mom to bring my TV from my room over to my friend's house for a LAN party, and she was like, "You're fucking insane. This is not happening. Just bring the Xbox and put it on the TV." And I was like, "You don't understand. It's one Xbox per TV, and we don't have another TV. What am I supposed to do?" And they were like, "I don't know, but we're not bringing your TV because that thing's fucking huge and heavy." And I was like, "God damn it, Mom."
For the people that listen that are Gen X or whatever the hell it is, Z's, back in our day, we had tube TVs, and they weighed about 8,000 pounds for a 32-inch TV.
Yeah. And I had a new edition. It was an entire front flat, right? It wasn't a bulge on it on the front glass. It was a flat, but it was thick as fuck. Yeah. And that thing was heavy as hell. It was probably 60 pounds, 50, 60. It was huge.
And they're oblong. There's no way to lift them.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that bitch was so fucking heavy. Like, it was so awkward too, because it's all the weight's in one spot in the front, and it just wants to topple no matter what.
4-inch thick glass.
God, yeah, dude. If I try to shoot through this, bitch. Yeah, that'd be my job.
I'll go before you, B-Word, if that's okay.
Yeah, go for it.
So I'm gonna do. I got a weird one here that is definitely not my style of game, but I played the shit out of it on the computer for fucking such a long time, and that was Diablo 2.
Okay, thank God.
Yes.
Yeah, I played.
Really? You were a Diablo 2 fan? You were a Diablo 2 fan?
Yeah. I probably played it from I'd have to look at when it came out, but I played it all through high school. Just on the computer, like it was one of the few computer games I actually had, and then I just loved fucking playing with it. It was great. Number 2, I'm gonna go with GoldenEye. It is like GoldenEye, Halo. It was a toss up, but I think GoldenEye is what led to the eventual of like what Halo was, what Call of Duty is. Like that is what brought people. Like it was the original fuck around and find out game, but you had to do it in person with your buddies. You couldn't do it over internet, you know? So it was good shit. And number 1 for me, because it is complete nostalgia and I love it, is NHL 95. It was
a good one.
It was too fucking good. NHL 95 was the shit. There's a lot of great NHL games in my opinion. If I had to throw an honorable mention out there, Gretzky 99 from the N64 was one of them. That one was really fucking fun. I played the shit out of that one too. So, B-Word, what do you got?
So number 3 is GoldenEye. GoldenEye cannot not make my list for all the things that you guys said, but the proximity mines in the caves, I was a fucking menace. People hated playing with me.
That guy.
Yep.
Dude, it's the same thing as camping in fucking MW Trace, dude. Like, swear to God, it was the worst. And I owned it 100%. So that's number 1. Number 2 is really hard not to make it my number 1. And I think on a previous podcast episode, it was probably my number 1, but it's not today. And that is Boogerman for the Sega Genesis. I fucking love
that.
Boogerman.
That was your number 1. Yes, you're right. Yeah.
Boogerman was legit. I fucking loved Boogerman. Had a blast playing Boogerman. Earthworm Jim, the whole works. It was a different game, but same style. But as we sit here today, boys, my number 1 is a computer game. And I remember getting caught in Mr. Poteet's computer class because I would download this game or upload the game or whatever the process was in 99. And we'd all put it on floppy disks, and then we would have it removed from the computers, but we all still had the floppy disks, so somehow they would still get there. And it was Leisure Suit Larry. And the hold on, it was Leisure Suit Larry and the Land of the Lounge Lizards. And this game, I don't know when it came out. I think it was 89 probably. But you have to remember, we were still in the world of the Oregon Trail back then and all that sort of shit, you know. Mm-hmm. But Leisure Suit Larry, you would go in, and the moral of the story was to try to fuck a hooker and not die. And you would try to ingest drugs and not die. The whole point was to have Larry not die. And I remember Mr. Poteet, he was a tall son of a bitch and former baseball player and all this sort of stuff. And we were in the computer room, and we were on these big ass, screens, these big ass monitors, because that's what they were back in the day. And, the CPU sits right under them or right next to them or whatever. And we're passing around this floppy disk for everybody to use it. And so it was this DOS style game kind of, and we would give commands or whatever. But when Poteet would bend over to help somebody, his fucking ass was right in my goddamn face. And it didn't matter where he was at. His ass was in somebody's face. But I would much rather take a Poteet ass to the face and allow me to play Leisure Suit Larry than getting caught playing Leisure Suit Larry and not having a Poteet ass in my face. So, yeah, had a lot of fun with that one. So I almost did this Coming in Blind last week, and that was the one that I was tossing up, was this one and the other one that we did. So good one. I like this one a lot.
So back to your number 2, Boogerman. I remember I was in 7th grade, and I had etymology class where you'd take the words and break them down and shit. And we had to do, one of our projects was we had to take a word and break it down and make kind of like a newspaper. So basically, I just took the Game Informer ad from Booger Man because it spanned like 5 pages and it had the little string of booger through all the page at the bottom.
Yeah.
And then the very end, it had the ad for the Booger Man. And I straight up fucking stole that idea and got the highest grade I ever did in that class.
That's fantastic. Well, boys, you guys ready to take a break?
Not really. I want to keep talking video games. you opened up a can of worms there, Gnome.
I figured you'd like that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And we're going to break. We'll be right back. Sometimes people have a story to tell. It could be a story of triumph or a story of sorrow. However, it's their story. It's important to keep their story authentic, in their own words, and delivered in a delicate way. That's where Unfiltered Discussions podcast comes in. I'm Brian Howard. I talk with my guests about tough subjects and pivotal moments. I'd love for you to hear their stories. Subscribe to Unfiltered Discussions on your favorite podcast platform. Let's ensure their stories are heard.
What's up, everyone? It's Mitch from the Two Guys in a Dart podcast, and I am joined by Bobby, the only guy I know who thinks about chili dogs while he's hanging out at your mom's house.
You damn right. And speaking of things I like to do on Sundays, nothing beats a brand new episode of Two Guys in a Dart.
Oh, tell me more, Daddy.
We sit down, discuss life, pop culture, entertainment, and much, much more.
So join us weekly as we take to the open road with a turkey burger and some cabbage rolls, right here on the Two Guys in a Dart podcast.
Welcome back to Raunchy Regret. This is B-Word and Gnome. This is your rundown, buddy. This is a good rundown so far. A lot of good discussions in that first half of the episode. But we're getting to a segment that I don't really want to get to.
I bet not.
It's the special sports segment. So here we go.
And now it's time for the Special Sports Corner.
When the fuck did we get ice cream?
All right, so we have the Super Bowl coming up. So this episode drops, and then a couple days later, it's Super Bowl Sunday, and so we have I believe it's in Vegas this year. Is it not? Right?
It is.
It is in Vegas. So we have the owners of the Las Vegas Raiders, the Kansas City Chiefs. They'll be playing, representing the AFC, and they will be playing my boys, the San Francisco 49ers, and Mr. Irrelevant himself, Brock Purdy, who's going to try and not only become so relevant to start a game as Mr. Irrelevant, but also win the fucking Super Bowl. So I'm interested. I'm interested in your take, B-Word, because I think you're just going to cover yourself because you said the Niners at the beginning of the year, but I don't think you really believe that. I think you're going to say it so that way if they don't win, you're happy. But if you don't say they don't win, then you're unhappy because I said at the beginning of the year. You get what I'm getting at. Anyway, let's go with Stone first. Stone, what do you got in this game? You think San Fran?
I totally thought you were coming this way.
You like that? Switch. You all like that? So Stone, what do you got? You got Niners? You got the Chiefs?
You always got to go to the deep voice first, baby. You know how it is. This is exactly how I think this is going to go. And I saw this video, and I don't know if you guys sent it to me or someone else did. I can't remember. But I think the Chiefs are going to win, and I think Kelsey's going to get like MVP. Mm-hmm. And then like when he gets it, he's going to like propose to Taylor Swift. And then the NFL merchandise is like going to go through the roof because of the Swifties and everything else. I think it's just going to be a madhouse for them to cash grab as much as possible and further into the conspiracy of there being a legit script going on. So I think it's going to be Chiefs. It's going to win.
I like it.
That's how it was scripted, dude.
Beezy, what do you got?
I don't know if you see the hat. That's a guns up, man. I can't not go for Mahomes. So I'm going Chiefs. I'm thinking 49-38. We need a good high scoring. We need a good high scoring game. I think this is the game he's going to do it. It's going to bring him back to his fucking gunslinging days at Texas Tech. Guns up, baby. And I just don't think San Fran's going to be able to put enough pressure on him. And then, of course, he's got Kelsey, and they're going to make some big plays.
I mean, I can't disagree with you there because it's like, I mean, that's kind of part of the comical part of like Kelsey is a fucking behemoth, right? He is a beast, but
he's a man bear.
When he is essentially all you have offensively with Mahomes, it can't be that hard to fucking figure out how to guard a guy and make other people make plays. So, but that's that. I mean, it seemed like everybody else did it all fucking year long until the playoffs, and then it became like the whole Tom Brady effect. Like, oh, we forgot what to do. We forgot how to do this. But what do you got, B-Word?
So, yes, I said at the beginning of the year that the San Francisco 49ers were going to win. I did say that they were going to win against the Bengals, I believe. Bengals obviously didn't make the playoffs, but I still think that they have a really good shot to win. As much as I would love to continue to take that thought process and let that be right and then take the joy for that being right, this one is honestly kind of giving me some bubble guts, dude. I don't know who's going to win on this one. I do see that there's a lot of 49ers fans in my area that are going fucking ape shit. And you know what? I'm a big hater. I get it. For good cause. If the Cowboys were in the Super Bowl, I'd be a fucking maniac. So, I mean, I get it. But I've seen the same song and dance before. I've seen Garoppolo have an amazing year, take him to the Super Bowl, lose to the Chiefs. I've seen Kaepernick have an amazing year, take him to the Super Bowl, lose to the Ravens. And maybe this is me just being a hater, but I really am looking at Mr. Irrelevant himself and going, really, dude, what do you bring to the table except for a good cast of characters around you playing on offense? I like what you said, Nomi, as far as Kelsey goes, but the best defense in the NFL, the best proven defense in the NFL with the Ravens still couldn't put a lid on Kelsey. So my gut is telling me Kelsey, my mind and Las Vegas is telling me 49ers. So I don't know how you split the difference on that. I think if you're going to put my feet to the fire, I think I have to go with what's been proven. What's been proven is that the relationship between Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes has stood the test of time. Andy Reid is largely considered the best, if not the best, one of the best head coaches of all time. Shanahan's a great offensive mind. He doesn't really do anything with the defense. So I don't know, man. Feet to the fire. I think I have to go with the Chiefs. But if I'm using my mind, I think I'm going to go with the 49ers.
Well, I have to say that if the Chiefs win, I hope that Kelsey goes balls out and gets MVP as for being best supporting role in the script of Taylor Swift and Roger Goodell. That's where I would go with that. In the real sense of the game, I think Purdy shuts every motherfucker, including you, up and becomes Super Bowl MVP, and they're going to beat the Chiefs 38-14. So that's where we're going. And we'll see what happens. It's to me, I think it's a wild story for Brock, and I think in if any team had a quarterback like that, it's ridiculous. It seems unreal. And then last year to get hurt right at the beginning of the NFC Championship game, and then you come back and are able to take your team right back to the Super Bowl. Cast of characters or not, or you can chalk it up however you want. Look up at his stats and actually see that he's actually a top 5 quarterback on the year. So in all statistical categories,
I would be too. I would be too, throwing to Debo and Ayuk and
Ayuk,
everybody
who's just
else.
A mediocre receiver. Debo's a really good running receiver, and then McCaffrey, who's a real MVP, yes, but you don't really have to do a whole lot with that. And I mean, it's funny that you have a cast of characters who are actually legit weapons, and Dak couldn't do shit with them in the playoffs. So I guess that speaks volumes. But
again, you're putting all of the blame on Dak, but yet you're not willing to put all the blame on your quarterback.
How did Dak do against the Green Bay? The same team that was beating San Fran's ass, and Brock Purdy came back in a terrible game of his and still won the game. What's the difference between Brock Purdy and Dak Prescott?
Did the San Francisco defense at least hold the Green Bay Packers to a reasonable amount so that way they could come back and score? Because Dak did score over 30 points.
Show up.
I know. So then how's that Dak's fault?
Oh, because Dak didn't do anything until the fourth quarter when it was already out of hand.
Sure, I get you. And I'm not sitting here saying that Dak is the end-all, be-all. I'm just saying that I don't...
Here we go again. Here we go again.
I know.
5.0.
Brock Purdy...
That's the goddamn best thing since sliced fucking bread. Fuck you.
If Brock Purdy goes out and he slings it all over the field and he wins, you know what? I'll give him his flowers. We'll just leave it at that. I'll give him his flowers. Right now, I still don't trust the guy, and I'm not sure why. I really can't point out why.
It's because he's a Niner.
I just don't trust the guy.
Niners,
I think it's because he's Mr. Irrelevant. I think it's because he's Mr. Irrelevant. He's a 7th round pick. He's the last pick in the draft. Like, I don't typically undrafted quarterbacks don't have good success. And when you even get into 7th round quarterbacks, there hasn't been any success. I think really the last person who's had success from a low round draft pick
was Brady.
Is a 5th round draft pick and Brady. And so
pretty sure Brady was 6th round, was he not?
He was like pick 199.
Even if he was 6th round, that's totally fine. But that was the last person and you can't just sit here and say, oh, well, Brady did it, so he can do it. I think Tom Brady's on an island all of his own. So that, you know what? If he does it, he does it. If he doesn't, he doesn't. Fuck the Niners.
It was 6th round.
With that, 6th round. Okay.
You do got to put Mahomes up there because right now he's in line with Brady.
Oh, Mahomes! Mm-hmm. Mahomes is the best quarterback of his generation.
Oh yeah,
yep.
Like 100%. hands down. The years of like Rodgers and Manning and Brady, like there was some really good fucking quarterbacks, but right now Mahomes is on his own level, and then there's some good quarterbacks beneath him. Like he is just absolutely retarded good. And
coming into this season, I didn't anticipate that the Chiefs would be this good. And really, even going into the playoffs, I think that they were good. I think you said they were the worst team, second worst team coming into the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I don't dispute that. Their defense, though,
was number really 2 on the year, and that's what got
really
them.
Good.
That's what got them into the position where now their offense can shine because the Chiefs had a really laid back year offensively and a very low year for Mahomes. But now when it matters is when it matters, and that's where Mahomes makes a difference.
And the reason he does is because he went to Texas Tech, because we had a shit O-line and a shit D at that time when he was our quarterback. So he was getting slammed all. I remember the very first time he took a massive sack. Me and my buddies were watching the game. We're like, dude, he took that sack hard. And he comes up and he was just dazed. We're like, I'm Batman. But he's used to getting the pressure put on him.
Teabagged. Yeah,
getting teabagged hard.
I love the fact that you said shit D and massive sack in the same sentence. That makes me so happy. That makes me so happy. Well, that's almost the name of my former governor, so you be careful with that shit because that doesn't go over very well. All right, boys. So we're going to transition to the next segment, and that is Would You Rather? Gnome, lead this for us, buddy.
We brought this up last week, and as a little tie-in, I also threw one out at the beginning of the episode to you, B-Word. But I asked everybody to come up with 2 Would You Rathers, so you won't answer your own question, but everybody else will answer your question. So let's do Stoned. Let's do your first question. Let's do a little round robin. Let's go you first, Stoned.
Sure. This first one I really, really love because for me, my answer would have been different 5 years ago. Would you rather be held in high regard by your parents or your friends?
I'm gonna go.
That's deep, Stone.
I'm gonna go friends.
Mm-hmm. Are they in low places? I'm gonna go parents.
See, I have a great relationship with both my parents, and I don't, I imagine if I didn't, it would probably be friends. But I've had friends come and go, so let's go with parents.
Beezy.
All right, mine's nowhere near as deep as that. Would you rather have a shot of semen before you consume any alcohol, or have pee substituted for any water you would drink?
I was definitely going to be cum. For sure.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go the cum.
Piss every time.
I'm going to go cum.
Yeah. You're going to go cum, and then you're going to drink some liquor.
Yeah. I'm going to cum. I'm going to cum.
I'm going to come.
Just have it be your own cum so it's not that weird. Just be like, whatever, it's from me. It's
because it's not that weird. Like, I've never ate my own
that weird.
cum.
It's my own jizz. I'm good. Drinking someone else's, like, hey, Sarah, can you, real quick, before I can have this beer, can you just jizz in this cup for me real quick? I'll even pump you myself, okay? It'd be good. But now just drink your own and you're fine. You're good. You made it.
No one else made it. It's not that gay. You know, it's a little weird.
It's God's water,
I also
man.
made my fucking turd. Doesn't mean that I'm going to fork and knife and put it into my mouth.
Yeah, but that's turds. It ain't cum. You know, that's shit. But this is like your future kids. It's like, man, my kids are the shit. Not that kind of shit, but the good shit. You know, so I might as well swing them down. I'm not down with anyone else's kids, but you know,
I hate everybody else's
Taste
kids.
your smartness.
Exactly.
Oh, I love Would You Rather. All right, I'm gonna go next, and then B-Word can go. We're gonna get fucked up or fucked up. Let's do. I'm gonna stick around Beezy's neck of the woods here. Would you rather wank off your dad or finger bang your mom?
Oh, goddamn!
Is it just a one-time offer?
One time only. One time special.
I'm gonna jack off my dad.
I think I'm in the same line.
I know what to do with a dick.
You don't have the combination down for your mom.
No.
It's like trying to do a fatality in Mortal Kombat. I can't get the buttons right.
Exactly. You're like, what the fuck is going on here? Yeah, no. I can
you
solve
know where
the
it's going with your dad. You know where it's going. You're like, all right, buddy.
It's going
we
into
both
the
been
shot
to this rodeo,
glass so you
but,
can
like,
have
with
some
your mom,
liquor.
you don't know where that could go. Can you imagine like just seeing your mom on Thanksgiving and just be like, hey mom, how you doing? Yeah, I got the smell of pee out of my hand, but we're doing okay. Like, yeah, it's gotta be you're jerking off your dad because you know where that's going.
Mom, can you pass the mashed potatoes?
Is anybody popping smelling salts? Pissing here.
What we got for us, B-Word?
Wait, Beezy, did you say what you
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
I'm
Beezy, what do you
100%
got?
doing my pops. I mean, because I'm basically him, just a younger version. So it'd basically be like giving myself a handy. And then if it got too weird, then I just do the stranger. Sit on my hand till it goes numb.
Yeah. It's better than sitting on his dick till it goes numb.
Hey.
All right, boys. Would you rather 69 with Black Panther on his throne or pleasure yourself with the Winter Soldier's arm while he watches?
Winter Soldier's arm.
Wakanda forever, baby. Let's go.
It's Black History Month, bro.
I am so going to do the arm because I'm not going to jerk it with his arm. I'm going to have it pointing at him like my guy
Just sitting there.
as I'm jerking.
I'm just
going to have like do dance moves while I'm jerking.
like Travolta. Yeah. You're sitting there jacking and it's pointing to the crowd.
Oh my god, that'd be so fucking great.
Yeah, I would pleasure myself with the Winter Soldier's arm for sure while he's watching.
You just lick the finger and you're like,
you got to put this hand back on. I know where it's going.
Hey, can you do me a favor? Can you blow on this to warm it up, please?
You spin on this for me.
I'm making it really weird for the Winter Soldier.
I'll go first with the second round. My second one is: would you rather have your big toenail ripped off or your front tooth pulled out? No numbing, just straight up. Toenail ripped off or front tooth pulled out?
Are we talking
Toenail,
that this is done like instantaneously, or that this is done as a form of torture?
No, just right, like quick rip. Both ways.
Yanking the Band-Aid off.
Toenail, 100%.
Yeah, toenail, 100%. That tooth, there's so many fucking nerve endings up there. That's gonna hurt for a long time.
I've yanked off a toenail before, and it is nowhere near as painful as a tooth.
I stub my toe all the time, so I'm kind of used to it now.
Basically numb.
Yeah, I have just built-in lidocaine.
Nice.
It's like, hey, Dad, when I have to jerk you off, can we not do this behind a glory hole? Because I'm stubbing my fucking toe over
I'm just trying to get this shot glass loaded up. So I can
would
get
you
some
rather
whiskey.
question?
God. Just lay on the gurney, and I'm just going to put one of those fucking surgery blankets over that's just your dick popping out. Let's just have it be that way. We'll be okay, for fuck's sake.
B-Word?
Would you rather pick out a piece of food from your teeth or pull out a hard booger from your nose?
Wait, say that one again?
Oh.
Would you rather pick out a piece of food from your teeth? So, like, my thought process was like a popcorn kernel.
Like popcorn in the back
molar.
Oh.
Or pull out a hard booger from your nose.
Teeth.
Oh, it's tough. They're both so satisfying.
No, because you
I'm gonna
run
go
the
with
risk.
Kernel. I'm gonna go with Kernel.
Yeah, you run the risk on the hard booger of accidentally pushing it up in there and making your eyes water.
Say, what's all that blood coming out? Don't mind that. I'm fucking crying. Oh my God.
You can get them kernels out easier.
I guess I'm crying.
You got tools that you could use for that.
I would say the booger. It's like when you have like a hard time like breathing, or like you ever go to like itch your nose and you're like, oh, ow, fuck, Jesus, that is a fucking goddamn gold mine real quick. And then blow your nose and you just like, oh, you triumphant bastard. Get out of here. But like, you picking out your teeth, you're just like, yep, all right, okay.
I'm with you.
I would say
I'm with you. There's floss and there's dental picks and all that sort of shit to get that popcorn kernel, and those popcorn kernels obviously suck. But I would much rather pull out the hard booger, because while soft boogers are nice, like, I feel like there's more propensity with a soft booger to be broken up, whether you're trying to pull it out and it just like, snaps or whatever else. Whereas with a hard booger, it's already compacted. So it's like those videos where people are getting their ears cleaned out and they have the little rocks that show up in the water. Like, I would much rather see the little rock coming out, whether it's on my finger or in a Kleenex.
What do you got for a Stone?
Would you rather live forever or wake up every day with a new superpower?
Does it replace your old superpower, or does it just tack on?
They don't compound.
Yes. No, replaces. Yeah, they
That's a great fucking question.
I can do everything. What do you do the most? I make my dick grow really long.
So I know that it won't. I know that it can't compound, but can you revisit it? So, like, if you wake up with X-ray vision tomorrow,
there's only so many.
So you're limited on how many that you have.
Yeah, there's only so many. So maybe you do revisit it,
or do you die after you use every one?
That's not how the Would You Rather game's played. You just fucking answer.
Do you know when you wake up the next day what that power is, or do you have to spend the entire fucking day figuring out what it is?
11:59. Oh shit! I can fly.
Boom.
Right. You get out of the fire examiner's office at 9 a.m. and go, this is not how I wanted today to go. My house is gone. All right. I can't wait for tomorrow. What's going to happen tomorrow? Yeah, I don't know. This is a hard one because it's like, I think I'm going to have to do Live Forever too because of that aspect, because of it's like, you don't know how to control these powers. Like, it doesn't inherently say you know how to control it. You just wake up every day with a new superpower. And we've seen plenty of superhero movies to know that some fucking shit happens when you become, super powered. You don't know how to work, and you have a day to work it, like Groundhog's Day, but it's a fucking different superpower every day. Like, no, like, you're such a liability. Like, you're probably going to end up getting found and thrown into like a fucking government facility, and you're just living out the rest of your life like bullshit. Or you can live forever and be like, all right, cool. That was great. The bitch is dead. Let's go find another bitch. All right, let's do this. Wife number 2. And then you just like sit there and just have a yearbook, right? Just like a yearbook of like everyone that you've met, every wife that you had, and all this stuff. And you're like, man, this one, I really should have killed her a long time ago. I really fucking hated her. You, God, I wish I could bring you back.
AJ, I said you're not supposed to answer your own fucking questions.
100 businesses. Amazing. And I don't give a shit what your demands are. No, never have, never will. But I actually I don't know if you guys have watched True Blood, but I actually really like one of the vampires arcs where he has he's insanely rich and very well off because his businesses have grown over hundreds of years. So I'm like, I actually really love to do that because my answer would have never been Live Forever.
Is that a fucking kid over your shoulder, or what the hell is that? Sorry, Stone. Left shoulder.
Stone? What?
Left shoulder.
Left shoulder. There's no one there.
What the fuck is that?
That's a coat rack.
Oh, goddamn. I thought that was your daughter, doing some sort of horror or something or another.
Right? You scared me there for a second. I'm like, Grandma, this shit ain't funny. God damn it.
Mom,
So I am not going to live forever because there reaches a point where everybody that you've ever known is dead, and you're constantly meeting new people that you know will die. And there's a lot of loneliness that I would imagine that is just built into that. There's a lot of desocializing yourself and like trying not to go through that again. And at some point you're dealing with the mental health of being the last person alive. So I don't know that I want to deal with that. Give me the superhero powers that change every single day. And on the day that I have to jack my dad off, I will be Hancock. And then after that, I can go and do something different. But that's where I'm at. So there we go. That's my story.
So what's funny about the live forever, somebody actually got down and broke down the science of eternal life.
I think you saw the same fucking video I saw.
And, yeah, maybe. So it was like,
was it the dude with the blonde hair?
Oh, I don't remember. I've watched a lot of shit, but he basically goes in and says like your first 200 years, you're living it up hardcore. And then your next 100 years or so, you're just in just a straight depression because everybody you have known up to that point in your life has long died. And
maybe for that guy.
Well,
fuck Jordan.
But then after that, like your next 500 or 600 years,
just kidding, I love you. Don't die.
You spend learning everything. Like you've learned everything there is to know at that point in history.
Yeah.
And after that, you have an unlimited amount of money because you fucking know everything. And that would be great. I think I could get over people, but my luck, if I chose the superpowers, I would get the eternal life superpower. And then the next day when it goes away, I'd fucking get shot and die.
Yes. You would. Okay, so this is what I imagine. I imagine like maybe like after your family's gone, you're like, okay, let's go start a new life in a whole new country. Let's go learn a new language. There's Beezy going over to Italy going, Buongiorno.
Orlani. I need some spaghetti.
I here speak the best Italian.
Here, you guys got some Italian foods up in there.
Grazie.
Benedici, senor.
Donde está el brisket?
Get out the way, Pedro. Let me show you how it's done.
Pedro is Alfredo.
Whatever, it's Alfredo something.
Oh my God. Beezy, what's your last one?
All right. Would you rather accidentally have explosive diarrhea on your partner or partners during sex, or be the one who gets shat on?
I want to have the diarrhea.
Yeah, straight up.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you come.
I'm going to blow my O-ring all over them. It's totally fine. I hope it's blood and chunky if we're going for it. Like if you're going to actually
this
shit on
is
somebody,
just living
let's
vicariously through Josh.
Let's just do it, bro. Let's just do it. Well, boys, this has been another fun episode of the Raunchy Regret podcast. Thanks again for joining, and we'll see you next week. Stay raunchy.
I say just give them hell.
Going back to the whole news segment, did you guys see where Stevie Wonder was left holding a fucking microphone for Mariah Carey? This is how I know I'm going to hell. Because for the first time in my life, I saw a black Joe Biden.
I think my favorite part of the video, too, was the guy that comes over and is like, no, Stevie, she's already in front of you. He's like, no, I'm trying to sell this. I see you. Get out my fucking way.
Stevie, come on, let's go. All right, Joe. Jesus Christ, saw you coming 10 feet away. Fuck.
Watch out, you think you're big baller. Bow down to make another dollar. Stand up and hear the world holler. I say just give them hell.